What's up, everybody? Okay, I want to have a brief discussion on the mask situation, and I'm talking about this here. I have never seen such divisiveness and anger over a piece of cloth. People are going into a frenzy over having to wear a mask. They're saying, it's taking away their rights. Um, it's unlawful. They can't do this. Some people are downright refusing to wear them, and it's just a mess. It's turned into a political strategy. You either for it, you're against it. If you're for it, then that means you align with one political party. If you're against it, you align with a certain political party. So it's a mess. And I think this debate will continue on. Every day I see posts on social media and in the news about somebody going into a frenzy about wearing a simple mask. Now, whether you're angry about that or not, that's your call. But I think that's something else we need to be a lot more angry about, or at least a lot more concerned about. Because, quite frankly, if we have a vaccine of some sort, or they come up with some breakthrough to help retain the coronavirus, um, we may not have to wear these as much or at all. It may get to the point where we can manage it like we manage the flu. And again, that's a whole other debate. I'm not going to get into that. But the fact of the matter is, there may be a time when we all can universally agree that we don't need this as much. All right. So when that day comes, then this will be a thing of the past. All right. It'll be like that. It'll be gone. However, this is the main problem that people aren't thinking about. What's up with this cashless society? No one is really talking about that. I don't see any debates about this. I see little, talk about it here and there, but I don't see people going into a frenzy over a cashless society. And I think that's a whole lot worse than wearing a mask. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, first off, the Fed is talking about coming out with a digital wallet. And they're talking about, unleashing this or releasing it in 2021. And basically, what that means is they'll be able to deposit money into your account, your bank account, and that means they're going to have access to your bank accounts. They'll be able to put money into it, and some people may say that's a great thing, but I'm not so sure, because if we're cashless, that means that's going to be all your money, and you won't have any physical cash because we're going to go cashless. If the Fed has access to all your bank accounts, are you really comfortable with that? Are you really comfortable with the federal government knowing your every transaction, able to see every transaction you make? Are you really comfortable with that? Are you really comfortable with the possibility of them being able to not only put money into your account, but take money out of your account? What if you have some type of fine or a ticket or a penalty, and you look up one day and it's like, boop, they just took your money out? So I think that is a major problem. That is something that's not discussed. That's something that we need to think about. So you, as a citizen of pretty much any country, you need to really think about that, because if one country does that, and I think China's already doing that, and they could be the blueprint, then everyone else could be doing that. So what do you do? Do you pretend it's not going to happen? Um, at this rate, in this country, in this world, anything can happen. People are wearing masks. They have pretty much closed the entire country down, the entire world down at some point. And even now, we're going through more lockdowns. Businesses can't open, and so they're being squeezed where they just cannot make any money. So we are slowly and slowly becoming more reliant on some type of stimulus to help us. And that's just giving them more and more control over our everyday lives. So, yeah, you can be mad about a mask, but I'm talking about my money. I want to know what's up with my cash flow. If I'm going to be so reliant on you, how much power does that give them over our lives? So you really got to start looking at the bigger picture and think longer term. A lot of us are just focused on this mask fiasco, and that's small potatoes compared to what could possibly happen. So my thing is this. Yes, if we do go to that cashless society, that don't mean that you can only have all your assets or your money or your wealth in a bank account that the government has access to. We really got to look at the big picture and let's start looking outside the box. And one thing we can do is start holding in our possession physical gold and silver. I'm talking about coins, bullions, bars. You got to do something because the more control they have over you and your money, the less freedoms you have as an individual. So I want people to really think about that. This is something they're really talking about doing. Just look up digital wallets, digital currency, look up the Fed. You can see what I'm talking about. But the mask, I think, is a distraction. We got to look at the bigger picture. The Fed is up to something. The central bank's up to something. It's called the Bretton Woods Reset. They have some big plans for the world. And what I mean by that is these countries are all trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. And they are going to try to fix it, and it may not be pretty. I don't know when it's going to happen, but when it happens, it's going to be quick, it's going to be overnight, and people are going to be like, wow, what happened? So now's the time to start thinking ahead. Look at the big picture and how you can protect yourself. Because, yeah, it may be good that they can deposit money into your account, but do you really want them to have full access to your accounts and see everything that you buy and sell, buy and whatever transactions you make in your account? I don't know if that's a good thing. And how do we know that they won't start taking money out of our accounts? They already can garnish wages. They already can garnish checks. We already know that. But if they take it to a whole nother level where that's all your money and then they just have access to everything, I don't know. I don't know. Something's not adding up, people, but we need to start thinking about it. So yeah, you can get mad about your mask all you want to, but there's a whole nother thing we need to start getting angry and concerned about, and that is a cashless society. So let me know what you guys think about that because I'm watching this story very closely.